Yo, there's a war in Iraq, and there's a war in Afghanistan, and there's many wars out there too that we don't really know about. But the real that we don't know about is the war within ourselves. As Christians, the battle between good and evil. Sin goes our state of church address. No one can fathom or even imagine the price of our sin, which took Christ and damned him. Slammed to a standing, hands spanned and gasping, grasping for breath till death he's abandoned. This day we must choose if we accept or suppress this truth called the good news. Christ died for dead souls and rose so those he knows can rise like Christ rose. Yes, resurrected as God's elected, blessed and protected as God's reflected. Yet some reject him, still not repentant and not expecting they will be sent in to the eternal inferno. No grace so indescribable, it is barely a place our race can't erase it. Christ came, sustained it. If we believe we won't have to face it.
Can the dust on the earth
that our God made man
be the dust on his word?
God gave his plan.
Could we look at his face
and show we tried?
Could we look at his grace
and know he died?
Can the dust on the earth
that our God made man
be the dust on his word?
God gave his plan.
Could we look at his face
and show we tried?
Could we look at his grace
and know he died? Many heresies exist in this day, and many Pharisees resist the way. I must say that Yahweh is very inflamed when they in the church take his name in vain. Locking and locking, victims all flocked in as they brainwash them with their false doctrine. God does watch them, and he will condemn them if they continue to spread their sick venom. Heaven's not earned by magical prayers. You cannot be let in if you stop it all there. But by God's grace you will be embraced if you continue to seek after his righteous face. The end is very near, and yet you barely fear a God who will judge you if you do not adhere. Listen to this wisdom and get it in your system before it is too late, and die not as a Christian.
Dust on the earth
that our God made man
be the dust on his word.
God gave his plan.
Can we look at his face
and show we tried?
Could we look at his grace
and know he died?
Can the dust on the earth
that our God made man
be the dust on his word?
God gave his plan.
Could we look at his face
and show we tried?
Could we look at his grace
and know he died?
How can men continue in sin, expecting him to be forgiven without repenting? God sees the end. You Christians acting like heathens. To this deeds he will be upheaving. This is what we are reading in chapter 3 of Revelation, when speaking to the Laodiceans. Americans are no longer steaming, they're ice cold freezing, even unbelieving. But I'll give you a reason to believe in him. You don't want to face the righteous condemnation. You'll have a burning sensation, no light penetrating, facing the sustaining wrath of Satan. Salvation is waiting, but you keep racing and embracing the world and its temptations. If you're a hypocrite, Christ can still turn and flip your life like the lid on a T-Mobile sidekick. Get the dust on the earth
that our God made man
be the dust on his word.
God gave his plan.
Could we look at his face
and show we tried?
Could we look at his grace
and know he died?
Can the dust on the earth
that our God made man
be the dust on his word?
God gave his plan.
Could we look at his face
and show we tried?
Could we look at his grace
and know he died? So I hope you enjoyed it. Just one of the songs that I plan to put on the album. Yeah, so that pretty much concludes it. I don't know if we're